Hello and welcome to Myth and Magic and this segment of Fire and Legends, or Legends and Fire. I keep getting it mixed up. Okay, so we are talking about probably my brother-in-law's most favorite dragon type, and that is the Leviathan. If you don't know, I am Lore. Welcome to my channel. We are talking about dragons, and if you have been missing out, that is okay. I've created a playlist that has all the dragon videos in one place so you can find them. Make sure to check that out if you've missed anything. My favorite, honestly, is the worm. That's it. So if you've been watching, comment below and tell me, what is your favorite dragon type so far? And why? Let me know why. Spark my brain. Give me some ideas. I forgot the name of the amphitheater in our last video when I was talking about it earlier. I remembered it. I remembered the creature. That one is definitely going in my book. I already know where to put it. I'm going to have to probably create something for the drake and the worm, but that's okay because my life is a never-ending series of storytelling. And that is what we're doing here. We are researching, we are looking at things to create inspiration. My theory is learn the foundation, the origins, all the things about what you want to write about, and then make it your own. The amphitheater is probably going to stay pretty on point with the way it is. But like I mentioned before, the drake, I'm going to do something real fun with it. That being said, we are now going to be talking about the Leviathan. Maybe I'll just do this. I'll speak in an RP British accent for you. Maybe not. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Should I do all my videos in accents? This is the only one I've been told by someone from the country that I actually am doing better than they could. He had a Cockney accent. I am doing RP. I just watched a lot of BBC Pride and Prejudice growing up because my mother loved it. But if you don't like that, I can just stick with my regular voice. Okay. Regardless, we're moving on away from that in today's episode. We'll be diving deep into one of the most iconic creatures of ancient myth, the Leviathan. A creature born from the deep ocean, a terror of the seas, and a symbol of chaos itself. This creature transcends its biblical roots, appearing in various mythologies across the world and remaining a powerful presence in pop culture. So, sit back, relax, grab whatever drinky drink you want, and join me on this journey into the depths of the Leviathan. Maybe add a little sprinkle of flaky salt. My husband would love that. So to understand the Leviathan, we need to first explore its origins. The name Leviathan comes from the Hebrew word Leviathan, meaning twisted or coiled. The Leviathan appears most famously in the Bible, where it's described as a fearsome sea serpent. But the creature doesn't just belong to one culture. It spans across different mythologies, representing a variety of chaotic forces. In ancient Canaanite mythology, a creature known as Lotan or Litan shares striking similarities with the Leviathan. Lotan was described as a multi-headed sea serpent, much like the Hydra, which we talked about in our last video. A powerful being defeated by the god Baal in the creation myth. The Babylonians had a similar creature, Tiamat, a chaos monster symbolizing the saltwater ocean. In their myth, Tiamat is vanquished by the god Marduk, and her body is used to create the heavens and the earth. These early myths share a common theme, chaos versus order. But let's now turn to the Bible, where the Leviathan takes center stage. The Leviathan is most famously referenced in the book of Job, where it is depicted as an unstoppable, terrifying force of nature. God describes this beast in Job 41 as a creature of unimaginable power, whose scales cannot be pierced by human weapons, and whose breath can ignite flames. It is a symbol of nature's raw, unyielding strength. Okay, so we're going to read a passage from Job. Can you pull in the Leviathan with a fishhook or tie down its tongue with a rope? Can you put a cord through its nose or pierce its jaw with a hook? This gives us a sense of the Leviathan's size and power. It's not just a sea monster. It's a divine test. It's a creature so powerful that only a being of even greater power can tame or conquer it. In Isaiah 27:1, we get a glimpse of the end times where God will finally slay the Leviathan, symbolizing the ultimate victory of order over chaos. The Leviathan in the Bible represents chaos, a force that God himself must deal with to restore order to the world. It's no wonder that the creature appears in apocalyptic literature as the symbol of destruction, only to be subdued by divine power. But what does the Leviathan symbolize beyond being a fearsome monster? Well, the Leviathan has long been associated with the chaos of the unknown. The sea, after all, is often viewed as a metaphor for the uncontrolled, the untamable, and the mysterious. In many ancient cultures, the sea was seen as the home of primordial creatures, beasts of the deep that could not be understood or controlled. The Leviathan embodies this very idea. Throughout mythology, the Leviathan is a symbol of the primordial chaos that existed before creation. Whether in Canaanite, Babylonian, or Greek mythologies, we see similar creatures that represent the dangerous, destructive forces of nature waiting to be conquered. But the Leviathan hasn't been confined to ancient texts. It's made a huge impact on literature, philosophy, and pop culture today. Let's start with literature. The term Leviathan was famously used by Thomas Hobbes in his 1651 political treatise, where he used the creature as a metaphor for the sovereign state. Hobbes argued that in order to prevent chaos, people must surrender certain freedoms to a central authority. Hence, the Leviathan as a symbol of control and order. In Herman Melville's Moby Dick, the white whale takes on many of the same characteristics as the Leviathan. Captain Ahab's obsessive pursuit of the whale mirrors humanity's futile struggle against the primal forces of nature. Forces that can never be fully tamed or understood. And of course, the Leviathan has also become a popular figure in films and video games. Pacific Rim, Godzilla, and Pirates of the Caribbean all features sea monsters that draw inspiration from the Leviathan mythos. These creatures represent humanity's attempt to tame the wild, unpredictable forces of nature. Though we all know that big, tentacle-y creature that Jack sacrifices himself to save the others was a kraken. But still, same concept, giant sea monster, hard to destroy. One of the most notable appearances of Leviathan in modern media is in video games. The creature appears in Final Fantasy, often as a powerful aquatic summon that players can call upon to battle enemies. Well, it's nice that in some context it's on your side. In the Mass Effect video game series, Leviathan represents an ancient race of powerful beings that once ruled the galaxy. In films like The Shape of Water or Leviathan, modern filmmakers continue to explore the themes of power, control, and the unknown that the Leviathan embodies, whether as a giant sea serpent or mysterious creature lurking in the depths. The Leviathan is a symbol of the primal forces that humanity must contend with, forces that are both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The Leviathan, whether in myth, religion, or modern pop culture, continues to captivate our imaginations. It's a creature that has endured for centuries, representing the eternal struggle against chaos, the unknown, and the uncontrollable. From the depths of the Bible to the farthest reaches of space and Final Fantasy, The Leviathan is still very much alive in our stories today. The Leviathan at its core is not just a sea monster, but a reflection of humanity's fear and awe of the natural world. The vast, unexplored ocean, the storms that rage, the dangers that lie beyond our understanding, it is a reminder that while we strive for control, there will always be forces beyond our grasp, forces that, like the Leviathan, remain untamable. Another short one. That's all for today. That's our Leviathan. Its origins is in the Bible. It can be seen in other mythologies and is present as a force that is nigh impossible to destroy. You would think that would then become my favorite, but I love the ancient ominousness of the worm. But Leviathans are pretty cool. But of course, before we go, I almost forgot pop culture. Where can you find Leviathans in our modern entertainment, essentially? We talked about the Final Fantasy series, of course, but then you have Subnautica, which features terrifying Leviathan class creatures like the Reaper and Ghost Leviathan. Massive, alien, and hauntingly beautiful. We have Monster Hunter, which includes a class of monsters called Leviathans, sleek amphibious beasts like Lagiacrus. I don't know that word, sorry. In film and television, you have Leviathan, a 1989 film, which is a sci-fi horror featuring a deep sea creature that mutates and consumes a submarine crew. I kind of want to go check that one out. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments. Tell me about it. Pacific Rim. This was a great one. The kaiju, especially those emerging from the ocean, echo Leviathan archetypes, primordial, unstoppable, and otherworldly. Pacific Rim was great. If you like kaiju battles, that's one you should see. And then you have Supernatural, the TV series. They introduced Leviathans as ancient shape-shifting monsters predating angels and demons. So, as we advertise here, learn the base, the origins, and then make it your own, because that's a pretty cool concept. Leviathan is even more ancient than angels and demons. It can only be destroyed by God. That's not what it says about it in Supernatural, but going back to what we were talking about when we were referring to the origins of this creature. Of course, we have in the Bible, Job and Psalms references the Leviathan. It is described as a multi-headed sea beast symbolizing chaos and divine power. So the Leviathan might have many heads like the Hydra. Paradise Lost by Milton, Satan is compared to Leviathan, emphasizing his vast, terrifying presence. And then Moby Dick, as we mentioned before, we have the white whale, which is often interpreted as a Leviathan-like force, unknowable and sublime. Now we also have William Blake and Gustave Doré. Both depicted Leviathan as a symbol of untamed nature and divine judgment. And then Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan, 1651, uses the creature metaphorically to represent the all-powerful state, which we mentioned before. All right, so now that I gave you some things to go check out, I'm gonna go see if I can find that movie. Let me know if you've ever seen, read, played any of these things where Leviathans are referenced. I don't know if I would say any of them, aside from the Bible and the mythology that actually references the Leviathan, that any of them really captures the scope and the power of what this creature is. Tell me what you think. Let me know. All right. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be kind. Be the light in this world. We need it. And let me know if you have any fun, creative projects you are doing, especially if it involves any of the dragons we have been talking about or dragon types. We've kind of left the core concept of dragons. Once we hit the Hydra, it's kind of moved on a little bit. Thank you for being here. And if you have been enjoying this, subscribe, like, share, Comment below your ideas for new research topics. If it's fantasy, I'm ready, willing, and gung-ho to go. Start talking in my country accent. I have a couple of those. I went from hardcore country to Southern Belle. All right. I'll stop. Okay, I'll see you guys next time.